Guys, Will here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing this all-new 2022 Cadillac CT5-V BlackWing.
And huge thanks to Nicole and the rest of the management and staff here at AutoNation Cadillac in Port Richey, Florida for making this review possible. These guys have an impressive dealership. I'll leave a link to their inventory below, and if you're in the market for a new premium car or SUV in the Tampa, Port Richey area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out and ask for Nicole.
And for those of you guys who don't know, the CT5 has been Cadillac's midsize executive sedan since 2020, so it's a relatively new vehicle, taking over the CTS platform, which was around for 3 generations since 2003. The CT5-V BlackWing that you see here is all new for 2022, not to be confused with the CT5-V. The CT5-V BlackWing comes equipped with the 6.2-liter supercharged V8, making 668 horsepower and 659 pound-feet of torque. Made it to the 6-speed manual and rear-wheel drive. You can expect 0 to 60 around 3.5 seconds, assuming you get pretty good traction and you're very quick shifting the gears. With a 10-speed automatic, you can expect 0 to 60 closer to the low 3-second range, directly competing with vehicles like the BMW M5. We already reviewed the M5 competition on this channel, so this is going to be a direct competitor to that vehicle, starting around $84,000 with a 6-speed manual. Let's see what we get. So up front, you see your flickering LED daytime running lights. They're not flickering in real life, but it's a really large running strip. It's a 2-piece which separates in this bumper area. Full LED for the headlamps for the high and low beam. You see full front parking sensing too. And unlike the CT4-V BlackWing that we just reviewed in this channel, we also get a forward-facing camera. All blacked out for the grille area, no shiny chrome anywhere on this sports sedan. The lower diffuser area has a nice black lip. We don't get the carbon fiber package like we had in the CT4 BlackWing that we already reviewed, but I still really like this front end with this metallic blue paint color. We see those 2 supports in front of your radiator, and below we get dual outlets for your intercooler. But as far as this paint, you notice the bulge for the center area, of course, with the 6.2-liter V8, super beautiful blue metallic paint, shines amazingly in this Florida sun. But we could take a step back. Hopefully you get a good look at the front end styling one more time. And as far as the wheel and tire setup, also super impressive on the CT5-V BlackWing. Here we get these super beefy 19-inch rims wrapped in 275/35 ZR19 Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires up front, some of the best sticky tires in the business. And you notice your blue painted brake caliper, and since we have a blue painted brake caliper, the key fob also is blue. The CT4-V BlackWing that we reviewed had red brake calipers, so the key fob was red. Here, blue and blue, which is a pretty cool theme, especially with this blue paint color. But we get the 6 pistons up front, the V logo on the rim. Hopefully I can pick that up for you guys, but pretty beefy, large brakes up front. I'll show you guys right here how large the rotors are. We get the V badge in the upper corner. Lower corner has a functional heat extractor, LED turn signal on the glass, 2-tone contrast with the black and blue metallic paint. The glass, not the largest, it's pretty wide, but it's not very tall. They do fold down when you put the vehicle in reverse, which is nice. It helps you park pretty well. Black trim for the window trim, no shiny chrome anywhere. We get smart access for all 4 passengers, and I'm liking that little black trim for the rocker panel area. Again, if we get the carbon fiber package, all that lower trim will all be pretty aggressive carbon fiber. Even the lip would be carbon fiber with that package, but it's pretty pricey. This is a bargain value CT5-V. Not a whole lot of options here, but this vehicle still packs quite the punch when it comes to performance. We get the push to open gas tank over here, easy fill, of course, 91 octane fuel and 95 plus RON. Not quite sure what that is. You guys can leave it in the comment section. The rear wheel and tire setup also super impressive. We get a staggered setup, still 19-inch rims back here. However, we get a wider 305/30 ZR19 compound, still the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's, dual piston Brembo V brake calipers, and your parking brake right next to it. As far as the rear end, also beautiful, guys. We get the LED taillights, reverse lights, and turn signals. V badge. Shout out AutoNation Cadillac in Port Richey, Florida for making this review possible. CT5 badge in the upper left corner. Cadillac in the center. Black trim right above your rear view camera. The reverse light is right in the center. I'm liking the diffuser area too. You notice your quad exhaust tips. Rear parking sensors above that. But speaking of the exhaust tips, let's start this 6.2-liter V8 up and hear how she sounds. Alright guys, that was the glorious sound of the 6.2 liter supercharged V8 sold by Cadillac for the CT5-V. Similar setup to what we would get from the Camaro ZL1. Here we get a little bit more horsepower and torque, but here you have it, your 6.2 liter supercharged V8. Huge thanks to Steve Stinson for being the person who built this really beautiful engine, making quite a bit of power. 668 horsepower, 659 pound-feet of torque, strut tower brace in the center, a couple supports in front of your radiator. This AC is making a ton of noise. I'm sure you guys can pick it up on the microphone, but what you see is basically what you get. This motor is enough to get this 4,100 pound sports sedan to 60 as quickly as 3.5 seconds with a 6-speed manual V on the upper part. We can shut this hood up, take one more step back, get a good look at that light pattern. Again, forward facing camera, really a beautiful front end. As far as exterior styling, the new CT5-V BlackWing is really at the top of the segment. As far as the interior, we can hop over here and really check it out. And again, smart access for all four. The front windows are a dual pane. We can check them out right here, and they take a pretty long time to fold down. Very thick material. Auto One Touch on the way up. Auto One Touch for all four. We get that soft touch material up top, carbon fiber trim beneath, that nice leather stitch for the center, no suede alcantara like we had on the CT4 BlackWing. Pretty soft for the armrest, lock and unlock, nice resistance for the grab handle, AKG premium audio system. The material down here is rubberized, lined with felt, trunk release, V as we step inside for the nameplate. The seats are perforated, leather wrapped. The bolstering is decent, not quite as aggressive as the CT4 that we just reviewed, but still some beautiful seats. Loving the contrast stitching. They are heated and ventilated, massage, 4-way lumbar, recline, drop, lift, and slide the seats. As far as this interior itself, we get a V on the floor mat, and this thigh support also goes out, so it's nice for some taller drivers with some longer legs. But as far as the interior itself, we can hop inside and really check it out. So we'll turn this air down by 1 so you guys can hear a little bit better. We're going to keep the cooled seats rolling though. But first thing we notice is the steering wheel. I'm liking this red piece in the center. It kind of reminds me, it's very similar to the CT4. I feel like the bolstering for the 10 and 2 is a little bit smaller in this car. 9 and 3 still feels nice. I'm liking the carbon fiber with the V mode. Of course, this is an individual mode. Here it's set for everything max aggression, so we're going to leave it here for the purpose of this review. We may try out tour mode just to see what the differences are, but V mode is the mode that I'm sure everyone is most interested in. Cruise control settings on the left side, heated steering wheel, forward collision alert, voice commands, and you can hang up and answer your phone calls. Skip your songs. This adjusts your little 12-inch heads-up cluster. Volume adjustments. This is your drive mode or traction mode select. You can control between inactive, wet, dry, sport, race 1 or race 2, but I'm personally going to leave it in sport. That's probably the best performance mode for this vehicle. The horn area has a leather stitch material. The horn itself, pretty aggressive sounding horn, competitive with the CT4 that we just reviewed in this channel. This display is adjustable, so right now we're in the track mode display. We can also check out sport, which it does take a little while for it to change the modes, but as soon as it does, you guys can see now we get a real tachometer with a digital speedo in the middle, G-forces, coolant temperature, and the oil pressure, coolant temperature in the lower left corner, gas level in the lower right corner. Tour mode, we can check it out. Here we get a analog speedometer which goes to 220 miles per hour. This car has a top speed of 205, so it is a really fast car. Digital speedo in the center, traffic sign recognition, outside temperature. It says 87, but it feels like 100 out here. It is really hot. 105 p.m. electronic parking brake, all of that. My personal favorite for the display is actually sport mode. I like being able to see the tach in a round manner with a digital speedo in the center. To the left, we get our auto headlamps with auto high beams, rain sensing wipers, all to be expected with a vehicle in this price range. Electronic parking brake heads up display. Hopefully you guys can pick it up. It is a nice display. We get a little tachometer and a speedometer. GM always has some of the best heads up displays. Interior brightness, a little secret storage, and your heads up display brightness, and the location of it right here. The air vents are surrounded in this aluminum material stitching for the entire dashboard. I'm liking this display. We get the 10-inch touchscreen, which is a little bit larger than what we had in the CT4. The touchscreen is also extremely responsive. You can have it in like a 3D mode too. I'm liking it. Really nice display. You can always go home just by pressing the home button, and here we're going to look at both screens. You can see your media and your map at the same time with your climate right above. And as far as climate, I'm liking how we get buttons for it. We don't have to do anything through the touchscreen. Buttons for the heated and cooled seats. Parking sensors can be disabled, hazards, lane keep assist, lane departure warning. You can take a look at your 360 camera at all times. You press this button, we can check it out. 360 on the left side with guidance lines and trajectory, forward facing camera. You throw it into reverse simply by clutch in, foot on the brake, and slap it into reverse. Now we're looking at a backup camera, still with trajectory, and we still get the backup camera. We have these blind spot cameras too, nice for the rear and the front. So huge thumbs up, really adjustable when it comes to cameras. We can throw it right back into neutral. We got the parking brake on, so we shouldn't be going anywhere. That's about it though. Beneath, of course, we get the heated and ventilated seats, electronic parking brake, carbon fiber trim surrounding your shifter. Of course, 6-speed manual transmission with rev match. You can turn off your traction control and adjust the drive modes. We get Tour, Sport, and Track, and Snow and Ice. The V outside of this little, I guess, key holder, 2 cup holders with a pass-through, good spot for a phone. The armrest is pretty soft. I think it's a little bit softer than the 4 BlackWing that we just reviewed. You open it up by pressing this button and it opens in a different direction. However, the 4 BlackWing had a larger center console. Here I'd expect you to fit 3, maybe 4 12-ounce cans. You still get the USB and USB-C port and a 12-volt. As far as the glove box, pull this latch. It is damped, lined with felt, and pretty large. I'm expecting you to fit 20 to 25, maybe 30 license plates. If you're under a size 10, you'll probably fit 2 pairs of shoes in here, but I'd probably try to stick it to just 1. We have carbon fiber trim above, frameless rear view mirror with auto dimming, of course, 3 garage home link settings on it. No Alcantara for the headliner like we had on the 4 BlackWing. However, we do get these panoramic moonroofs. As far as the shade, we can open it up right here, and it opens in 2 separate directions. Hope you guys picked that up. As far as the roof itself, the opening is decently sized. It opens completely up. We can poke our way out of here. It is a beautiful day in Port Richey, Florida, sunny and about 90 degrees. We can shut this thing up. We'll leave the shades open so when we hop out back, you guys can see how much light is brought into the cabin. We can take a look at this display, just see everything that is available. Of course, display theme, speed warning, speed sign, units, tire pressure, heads up rotation, software licenses, so on and so forth. Maintenance, phone, nav, which gives you a little heads up, and a compass, shows you what town you're currently in. Audio, driver assistance, lets you see if you're in your lane. Performance timer, we're not going to be testing this car 0 to 60. I personally don't think that I would be getting it far under 4 seconds anyway. I'm not the quickest shifter, especially with cars that aren't mine. Fuel economy, not even that bad. 22 miles per gallon this car averages some point. So definitely not too bad. This car averages, they say, 13 city, 22, I believe, on the highway, with about 17 combined. My personal favorite to look at all times would just be this driver assistance display. That's about it though for this front seat, guys. Let's check out the back seat real quick, see how much space is offered back there, as well as the overall quality of the materials. All right, before we hop out in the back seat, take a look at this beautiful blue metallic paint right here in the Florida sun. It looks so shiny. As far as the back seat, we can open it up right here. And we don't get dual pane windows up top, but they are an auto one touch, and they're still a very thick piece of glass. Soft touch, carbon fiber, leather stitch with contrast stitching. Pretty soft for the armrest with the contrast stitching too. A little bit of storage beneath, not lined with felt, and it's not really that rubberized either. Additional speaker, 2 of them for this AKG premium audio. The rear seats, the bolsters go all the way out to the door frame, so very couch-like. We get the perforation in the center. As far as legroom, I'm a little bit over 6 feet tall, sitting behind my seat settings, and wow, way more space in the CT4 BlackWing. To be expected. This is a larger vehicle. This is the mid-size. CT4 is the compact, but wow, I have a ton of space. I have more space in here than the M5, way more space than the M5. This vehicle is actually surprisingly spacious. We get the map pockets behind both seats. I would expect a 3rd zone climate for a vehicle in this price point. I'm sure we can all agree on that. USB-C 12-volt, but again, third zone climate is not why you buy this vehicle. You buy it for that 6.2 liter supercharged V8 that you can hear rumbling back there. We can move my camera equipment out of the way. As far as this armrest, it has a string, 2 cup holders with a pass-through, good for a phone, pretty soft for the padding. We can shut this thing up. As far as the interior lighting, it's available with a push of a button, and it's an LED. The light brought into this cabin is pretty impressive thanks to these dual panoramic moonroofs. Of course, only the front one opens glass-wise, but the shade opens out rear. That's about it for this interior for the front and back seat. Let's check out the trunk real quick, then take this car out for a drive. All right, guys, underneath the Cadillac badge, we have a button which hydraulically opens up the trunk. It's not electric. It does not close automatically for the way back down like the BMW M5 we reviewed, but not a big deal. It's not that tough to just close your own trunk. Here you have it. As far as cargo space, pretty impressive, significantly larger than the 4. I'm not even close to touching the seat, so it's very deep trunk area. We can check out the secret storage. Beneath, we get the Fix-It-Flat kit, and you can throw some secret stuff down here. Nice little cubby for some grocery bags, little hook so you can hook stuff up. The battery is housed right down over there, but what you see is what you get. We get the covers for the hinges, so you don't have to worry about crushing your cargo. We can shut this thing up. Take one more step back, you can hear those exhaust tips rumbling, and let's take this 2022 CT5-V BlackWing out for a drive. All right, guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of this all-new 2022 Cadillac CT4-V BlackWing. Let's take it out for a drive. And the first thing I notice is this clutch is super predictable, like really, really predictable. As far as drive modes, we'll start it off in, let's start off in track, see what the differences are. We'll throw it back into tour towards the end of this drive. Track, the steering feels excellent, like really good. Feels no worse than the BMW M5 competition that we reviewed. The M5 competition was the automatic, but this still feels super impressive. The throttle response is very sensitive in track mode, to be expected, and the seatbelt just tightened up for me, similar to how the BMW M5 competition did. I'm taking a step out right here. Woo! Wow, this thing can take off. Oh, there goes the dealer plate. That didn't last very long. All right, guys, taking a step out into this road, we can lean into it a little bit more, not in first gear, but second gear, lean into it. Oh, throwing it in, nice, and oh yeah. Woo. Wow, this thing feels so strong. The road noise, it sounds like there's less than the CT4 BlackWing right here. Nice, on the gas. Oh. Wow, you look down and you're going so much faster than you think you are. That second gear is a long gear, but that torque, check this out. Oh. Wow, we're not even taking this thing over like 5,000 RPM because of how long these gears are. By the time you're at like 5,000 RPM, you're going at a rate of speed that is pretty impressive. But I'm gonna throw in the POV camera, try to give you guys a first-hand look driving this CT5-V BlackWing. It's a beast, and I'll catch back with you in 1 second. All right, guys, taking a step out here in the CT5 BlackWing, about half throttle. Oh my God! Ooh, this thing gets to speed so freaking quickly. That low end torque is so sharp, guys. And that, listen to these rev matches. Whew, but we'll give this guy a little bit of space and I'll catch back with you in 1 second. All right, guys, we got a set of twisties coming up. Lean into it. Wow, and as far as turning, so sharp, guys. Wow. Whew. This spot to turn around, but wow, this thing is just such a beast of a car. My gosh, as far as turning radius, I guess this little parking lot is perfect to show it off. Looks like some people will be doing donuts in here, but we're not going to be doing that. But the turning radius is pretty sharp, not bad. All right, guys, taking one more step out here. Brakes feel great, turning is sharp, and our fun is over. I'll catch back with you in 1 second. All right, looks like he's moving out of the way for us. On the gas, second gear, on the gas. Whew. All right, guys, one more time, second gear, on the gas. Oh yeah. Wow, we reached speeds that are very fast really quickly. This is just one hell of a beast of a car. Those rev matches are freaking awesome. But we're approaching the highway. Maybe open her up one more time, maybe not, but we're taking her back to AutoNation Cadillac of Port Richey. We've had so much fun in this car. We let the traffic catch up a little bit, but taking a step out here, sounds so good. Second gear, that torque is so good. Whew. We can throw it into 6th gear on the highway, finally take it out of track mode, throw it into tour. Steering gets lighter. It's still super on center, but it gets lighter. As far as the torque, in 6th gear, it still feels a little bit torquey, but a little bit less than you would expect. You definitely keep up with speed pretty easily, but if you want to accelerate, just drop it down in the 3rd gear and on the gas. Maybe even 2nd gear, because the 2nd gear goes to like 80 miles an hour. It's truly ridiculous, but whew, what a car. All in all, guys, I am so impressed with this all-new 2022 CT5-V BlackWing. It is such a beast of a car. Basically a luxurious 4-door Camaro ZL1. It's on the Alpha 2 chassis, and it feels so sharp and direct. It doesn't feel any less sharp than, say, the BMW M5 competition that we reviewed in this channel. This thing also accelerates just as fast. It's just the M5 competition had the all-wheel drive. It put the power down off the line, so 0 to 60 wise, let me fix this camera real quick. 0 to 60 wise, the M5 competition's blowing this thing's doors off. But as far as like a highway pull, like a 40 to a 120 pull, it would be truly interesting to see, because I actually think that this car has what it takes to keep up with it for a highway pull. For a like acceleration off the line, the M5 will obviously take it because of the all-wheel drive, but this is still a beast. And another thing I noticed is the parking sensors vibrate your seat as you're backing up, which is a cool feature. Should definitely keep you from running into objects when you're not paying attention. Parking brake on the left side. Like, what a beast of a car. These are truly M competitive cars, the CT4 and CT5 BlackWing. The CT5, obviously the better performer with a 6.2 liter supercharged engine, and the handling still unbelievably impressive with this Alpha 2 chassis. Huge thumbs up to Cadillac. And I'd like to give a huge thank you to Nicole and the rest of the management and staff here at AutoNation Cadillac of Port Richey for making this review possible. Again, what a hell of a car. If you're in the market for a new premium vehicle in the Tampa, Port Richey area, I'll definitely recommend checking these guys out, and ask for Nicole. And I want to give a huge thank you to all of you guys for watching. I had, again, great time making this video. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know I have endless gratitude for all of you, and the channel's just not possible without all of your constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's any specific cars or trucks you'd like to see reviewed in this channel too. And I'll definitely try to get those videos for you as soon as possible. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.